All right. Remember the classics Breakin' 2, man. Come on with the Breakin' 2, man. Turbo Ozone, what? Electric Boogaloo, 1984, the sequel to the original movie Breakin' that came out 7 months before. So it's like, yo, you didn't get a chance to get all that in. You know, like back then, that movie comes out like in May. It comes out video like in August. Then this movie comes out in December. If you never seen it, man, the movie's about 3 dancers: Ozone, Turbo, and Kelly. And Special K. They struggled trying to get a deal and dance. Kelly wanted to be a part of Broadway in the first one. Turbo and Ozone joined her, and they did the play on street jazz, and boom, they successful. Next thing you know, she leaves to go do some more jazz dancing, and all of a sudden, we got part 2. Turbo and Ozone got a job at a community center called Miracles, and it's about money. Most movies now are Ice Cube's formula for everything. They're like, yo, we gotta save the building. Yeah, so the movie's about them trying to save the community center Miracles from destruction from these rich guys trying to make us a shopping mall in that spot. That's the movie. You didn't really need that much because we all wanted to see them again anyway. So I'm 10 years old. It's some of the greatest things I've ever seen. I remember going to see it the first time. I went the day after. I went December 20th. Me and my cousin go. My cousin Shalon, shout out to Shalon. Shalon says, I believe her, Shabba-Doo, who plays Ozone, is her cousin on her dad's side. And he's from Chicago, so I'm like, I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? He pops up on the screen, and she was like, that's my cousin. Some old lady turned around like, really? Cast of the movie, you had Lucinda Dickey as Kelly Special K. You had my man Shabba-Doo as Ozone. You had my guy Boogaloo Shrimp as Turbo. And pretty much that's all you go to see. Just see what happens with them. You have Mr. Douglas, you got Kelly's dad, Mr. Barnett, his name John Ewing, and Jody Winters as a mom, and you had Ice-T back. Ice-T returned back in there. That was the first time I ever seen Ice-T in anything. So favorite characters in the movie, Turbo and Ozone. More Turbo than Ozone, you know what I'm saying? Because he was the new breed. I didn't know he was that young. He was like 14, 15 years old when this came out. Ozone was like 30. He like my mom's age back then. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Favorite scenes, first time he went in the Radiotron, and Kelly walks in with them, and he like, electros. Rule the dance floor now, sucker. And go back to your social club and play with the babies. And then Kelly was like, come on, guys, let's turn these fools out. And he looked at it, he said, you bring your mama along to wipe your nose? Turbo on the ceiling was incredible. Like, how y'all gonna top the broom dance? He like, yo, on the ceiling, which is amazing. But then my dad ruined the magic for me. Like, man, you see how he was upside down? His chain didn't even hang. And Ozone on the roof. He started doing this shit. It came on the other day. That's why I'm doing it. And I'm watching, it's a radio up there with him. I'm like, how the hell did he get up there on top of the Miracle Building with a hammer and a big long flyer talking about save the streets? I don't know but it was cool for movies. Movie magic. The thing I didn't like about the movie, the acting wasn't that good. I knew that going in. I'm 10. I'm like, they can't really act and shit. But you know, Shabba-Doo's the star. And they had him like being dramatic, and it was like weird. Like, listen, sucker, Miracles is just a piece of property. It's people. I watched that and laughed. I'm like, I don't believe it. Rest in peace, bro, but that wasn't that good. I didn't like the Electric Rock. I didn't like the dude, the leader. He couldn't fucking dance. I don't think he could dance. He was just pointing at people like, you can't even dance. They put Papa Taco on their side. Like, now you come over here and dude from Soul Train, and y'all come over here, y'all part of TKO, and we gonna get some dude that just point to being Electric Rock. The hospital scene, I couldn't stand that. That's just, they were just trying to spread time. That had to take like 3 days to shoot that shit. And it's like, I know they had to be saying like, this is ridiculous. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with the streets. But what I hated the most, Susie Bono. She played Ozone's girlfriend and was jealous that Kelly was back. It's a scene when she comes to the house, comes to Ozone's little shack. Are you and Kelly, what's her name, dating? I want you to stay away from her, Ozone. What do you want? And she said, I want you to stay away from that girl. Overall, man, legendary film, I think is probably the biggest movie in Golden Heart, whatever the name of the company, because they did a whole thing on the company, because that dude used to drop movies all the time. They paid $3 million and wound up getting like $17 million. Legendary film, even though I'm dogging it out, but it was fun. I can watch it anytime. But it was the end of breakdance. It was the end of breakdance when that came out. I recall going to see it when it got warm outside. I'm in Chicago. I'm trying to put the cardboard on the corner and dance, and ain't nobody out there with me and shit. I'm doing all this and everything. And they're like, Mimo, man, play some football with us. We playing basketball now. We ain't thinking about that shit. But yo, man, rest in peace to Shabba-Doo. Rest in peace to Harold Caesar that played Byron, man. Used to see him in all kind of stuff. Shout out to Ice-T. Shout out to Boogaloo Shrimp. Even Lucinda Dickey. I saw her on something recently, and she was talking about, she was just lucky to be there. She wasn't trying to like take nobody's job or nothing. They were trying to make her that star, and she just fed in, and she just knew gymnastics, and that's what they played on. And she broke both her hips because she was always tumbling and shit. So shout out to Lucinda Dickey and my man Boogaloo Shrimp, man. He was one of my favorite people back then. We had him, Michael Jordan, you had Walter Payton. Those guys, I wanted to dance like him. Shout out to them, man. Breakin' 2, Legend Boogaloo. Remember the classics.